Hare Krishna once again. So I would welcome all of you again to the Bhagavad Gita class today, and we are going to start with chapter 2, and it's called Contents of Gita Summarized. It is called Contents of Gita Summarized because this is a very important chapter where a gist of the complete Gita is given. It talks about Gyan Yoga, it talks about Karma Yoga, it talks about Buddhi Yoga, and it also talks about the characteristics of a person who is liberated. So that's why it is called Contents of Gita Summarized. So let us recap. Before that, the objective of this class is that we should be able to read shlok. We should be able to understand the meaning of the shlok, and we should be able to help. We should have the basic understanding of the philosophy of Gita. So let us first summarize chapter 1, what we have finished chapter 1 and what we have done till now. So the chapter 1 starts with Dhritarashtra asking Sanjay as what is being done in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and Duryodhan actually goes and starts observing the army of Pandavas, and looking at the way it has been expertly arranged, he starts being fearful, and then he goes to his teacher Dronacharya and starts blaming or talking about how it is, and then he talks about the various warriors in the Pandava side and also on the Kaurava side. And when he goes to Bhishma could understand the fear that he had in his mind, and just to console him, he blew the conch shell, and the Shanknaad happens, and so that was also the announcement of the war has begun. And with the blowing of conch shell, the both the sides, Pandavas as well as Kauravas, both sides, the conch shell starts blowing, and then the both sides are now ready to fight. They are ready, and at that point of time, what happens is Arjun, he's about to pick up his bow and arrow, and then he asks Krishna to take the Rath in the middle of both the armies, and he wanted to observe the armies. And Krishna very smartly, he took the chariot and he put it in front of Bhishma and Drona. And Arjun, who wanted to see that who all are on the path of the evil-sided Duryodhan, as soon as he sees Bhishma Pitama and Dronacharya in front of him, he was compassionate, and he was in a dilemma, and which was not expected out of Arjun, and he actually went into a thought what he should do now. And then we talked about the 4 dilemmas that was faced by Arjun as soon as he saw the Kaurava side, Bhishma Pitama and Dronacharya mainly, when he saw them. So the thoughts that started coming to him, the first reason is, the dilemma that he was facing is compassion. Yeah, and he started lamenting because of that. Yeah, the second is he was wondering if the fight starts and all of them will get killed, so there'll be no enjoyment. So there will be no enjoyment without the family members. That was the second dilemma he was in. The third was sinful reaction. Yeah, so the sinful reaction is he knows that although the Kauravas are the aggressors, but they are my swajana, they are my people, and he was in the ethical dilemma of being a Kshatriya, doing the Kshatriya dharma, or doing the Kul dharma. So the third dilemma was the sinful reaction that will happen because of the killing. And the fourth was destruction of the dynasty. What will happen if I start fighting? The entire 5 generations standing in front of me will get killed, and what will happen to the dynasty? The Kul dharma will get destroyed, and accordingly the repercussions that will happen. So these were the 4 dilemmas that Arjun was facing, and then we talked about the glories of chapter 1 from Padma Puran. So now we'll start the summary. We'll start the chapter 2, and let me give you a quick summary of what exactly we are going to read in this chapter. So in this chapter we have 72 shlok. Yeah, the first to 10 shlok is Arjun's dilemma will continue, and there'll be a Krishna will speak now, and Arjun and Krishna, there'll be some conversation, and finally Arjun will accept Lord Krishna as his guru. From 11 to 30, it is Sankhya Yoga or Gyan Yoga, and Krishna will start talking about the analysis of body and soul. That is the answer to the first dilemma that he was in. Then from 31 to 37, it talks about Sakam Karma Yoga, that is performing prescribed duty. And that is the answer to the second dilemma he was facing. Then from 38 to 53, it will be Nishkam Karma Yoga, which is detached work without reactions. This is third answer to the third one. And then 54 to 72, we'll be talking about Sthit Pragya. Sthit Pragya are the people who has transcended all the modes of material nature. They are liberated soul. So we'll be talking about the qualities of a liberated soul. So let's start with Arjun's indecision and accepting Lord Krishna as Guru. So 2.1. So before I start, I would like to tell you a story. Yeah. And this story is about a king and his 4 wives. Yeah. So long ago, there was a king and he had 4 wives. He loved his 4th wife the most. He used to give her beautiful dresses, used to buy lots of jewelries for her, used to give her all the luxuries that he could. He did whatever best he could in his life for the 4th wife. He also cared for the third wife. After 4th, whatever was left, he used to spend with the 3rd wife. And he was very proud of the 3rd wife. So whenever he used to go to visit the neighboring countries, he used to always take the 3rd wife along with him. He wanted to show off his 3rd wife to everyone. So he used to take the 3rd wife along with him. And the 2nd wife, she was very caring, very intelligent. And whenever he was in some dilemma and he wanted some advice. So what he used to do? He used to go to the 2nd wife. He used to sit with her and talk about whatever problems or whatever solutions he needs. And they used to discuss together. And very nicely, she used to explain to him what and how. And he used to always take her opinion into consideration before taking a final decision. And he hardly bothered about the first wife, although the first wife was very loyal, very caring, but he had no time for the first wife. He was so much busy with the 4th, 3rd and 2nd wife, he didn't have any time for the first wife. So what happened was, finally he was ill and he was about to die. So he thought, oh, throughout my life I have really spent a luxurious life and 4 wives, so we had a lovely time, and who will live alone? I mean, there's no point. I'm sure my wives have taken so much care. They'll come with me, and so he thought the 4th wife is the one I've really taken care throughout my life. Let me go and ask my 4th wife to accompany. So he goes to the 4th wife and say, see, I'll die soon. Why don't you come with me? She says, no, that's not possible. I can't come with you. So he's fine. He goes to the 2nd wife. He says, well, see, I always took care of you and I took you all around. Why don't you come with me? I'll be alone after death. She says, oh, I'm going to marry someone after you. I'm going to marry someone after you. Yeah, I cannot be of one person. So he was really heartbroken. He then went to the 2nd wife and asked, see, I always came to you for all the advice, and now I'm going to die. I want you to accompany me. So she said, yeah, I agree. And, we had always had very good relations, but I really cannot go till after your death. But definitely I'll accompany you till funeral. That's for sure. I'll come. And now he's wondering that, what has he done in his life? Until then, he hears a small, feeble voice. He says, "O king, if it's okay for you, I can accompany you." So he looks around. He saw a weak, feeble lady standing there and ready to come with him in the journey where he has spent his wealth. No one is ready to come. So he looks at her and thinks, oh God, if only I would have realized this in my life, and if only I would have spent my time wisely with her, and I would have given her the right attention, then today she would not have been so weak and feeble, and we could have a good time in my next life. So this is a story of all of us. It's a story of all of us. The 4th wife is actually our body. What we do, we give it a maximum care. Yeah, we buy lots of dresses, ornaments, whatever luxury that we want. We always do it for our body. Our maximum attention is towards that, right? Food, everything. The 3rd wife is the wealth. Yeah, whatever time we get, we actually spend in office, working, earning money, so that we can accumulate wealth and live luxuriously. But we don't know when we are going to die. The day we die, the wealth, it'll get divided, it'll get marry someone else. It'll not be yours. It can't come with you, right? The third wife is a wealth, where we spend a lot of time. The second wife is our relatives, friends, with whom we take advice, we talk to them, we take their, we consider their advices, and they definitely join us till funeral. And the first wife is our soul, and we hardly bother about our soul. We really don't take care of our first wife, which is soul, which is the one which actually accompanies us when we change our body or when we go. The only thing that accompanies us is the soul. And what we do, we hardly take care of our soul. The question is, why should we take care of our soul? Is it just because that it's going to go with us to the next life? The reason is that this human life that we have, it is very, very precious. Therefore, as per our scriptures, there are 84 lakhs of species that we have. Out of that, 4 lakh species only falls in the human area. Rest of the species are in animal, birds, trees, insects, and others. So only 4 lakh is in the human form. And it is only in this form, in the human form that we have, we are intelligent enough to work towards and go for liberation. Krishna says, Mai Vansho Jeev Loke Jeev Bhuta Sanatana. In the 15th chapter of Gita, Krishna says that each and every soul is a part of me, and he's waiting for us. So what we should do, we should actually feed our soul the most, which we neglect the most. The question is, how can we feed? What is the way to feed our soul, right? Because it is a part of Krishna, what we should do, we should hear more about Krishna, we should read more about Krishna, we should dance for Krishna, we should sing for Krishna, and we should chant for Krishna, we should pray Krishna. So when we do all these things, what is happening? The bond that we have Krishna is strengthening day by day, and then he will take care of us. So this is the king and his 4 eyes, which is true for all of us. So I would request all of you that let us start giving food for our soul. If you had not been chanting, then my request to all of you is, please do 1 mala jap. 1 mala jap is 108 times, at least 1 mala jap from today onwards every day. Please, because what you are doing by then is you're reviving your lost relation, or the little relation that you have with Krishna. He will not leave you. It's just like a father whose son has gone away. He may not be bothered about father, but father is always looking after the son. His eyes is on the son. So to strengthen your relation with him, please start chanting at least 1 round of jap, and let us do the Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And those of you who had been chanting, I would request you to start adding 1 more round to it. With this, we'll start our first shlok of 2nd chapter. Sanjay Uvacha Tam Tatha Kripaya Ashrupurna Kulekshanam Vishidantamidam Vakyam Uvacha Madhusudana Sanjay Uvacha Tam Tatha Kripaya Vishtam Ashrupurna Kulekshanam Vishidantamidam Vakyam Uvacha Madhusudana. Vaishnavi, sing. Sanjay Uvacha Tam tatha kripayavishtam Ashrupurna kulekshanam Vishidantamidam vakyam Uvacha Madhusudana. So let's go for the meaning. Tam tatha kripayavishtam. Kripayavishtam means with great compassion. Ashrupurna means full of tears. Lekshanam means eyes. Vishidantam, lamentation. Idam vakyam, this sentence. Uvacha, said Madhusudana. Now, we saw in the last chapter, last shlok, 46th shlok, that what Arjun did, he said, "Oh Krishna," now he put down his bow and arrow, he sat on the chariot and he was lamenting. Now, looking at him, seeing him lamenting like this, Dhritarashtra must have thought that, oh wow, if Arjun will not fight, it means the Kauravas are going to win, right? So he must have had that thought. And Sanjay actually could get that thought. And Sanjay is again a big devotee of Krishna. He could get that thought. And he also knows what is dharma and what is adharma. So he said, "Oh Madhusudana." Now he is telling to Dhritarashtra. Sanjay said, what is it? Now he is telling to Dhritarashtra, now Madhusudan, seeing Arjun in great lamentation and in compassion, his eyes full of tears, he started saying, he said this. Now let's read the translation. Sanjay said, seeing Arjuna full of compassion, his mind depressed, his eyes full of tears, Madhusudan, Krishna, spoke the following words. Second shlok. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Kutastva Kashmalamidam Vishme Samupasthitam Anayajustam Aswargam Akirti Karam Arjuna. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Kutastva Kashmalamidam Vishme Samupasthitam Anayajustam Aswargam Akirtim Karam Arjuna. Rupa. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Kutastva Kashmalamidam Vishame Samupasthitam Anaryajustam Aswargam Akirtim Kar Arjuna. So now, next two shloks, second and third. Krishna is now as a friend. He's scolding Arjun. He's scolding. He's giving him verbal slaps. Now let's listen what Krishna says. Till now, if you see the entire first chapter, we know that Arjun and Krishna, they are very good friends. And Krishna has agreed to be the charioteer, but they are still very good friends. And Arjun, it had been a one-sided dialogue. It was Arjun who was saying, I am feeling this, I am feeling that, I am doing this. Krishna was just a listener. Now here, seeing Arjun totally broken, depressed, Krishna takes his friend's role and starts scolding Arjun. Kutasthvam, from where? Kuta means from. Where? Tvam, to you. Kashmalamidam. Kashmalam is impurities. Idam is this. Vishme is in the emergency situation. You know that both the armies are already standing. Shankh has already been blown. Yeah. So the people are ready to fight. And now Arjun is he's thinking whether he should fight or not. So he's asking, Kutasthvam Kashmalamidam Vishme Samupasthitam. Vishme means in this emergency situation, how come this impurities have come on you? Anarya Jushtam Aswargam. This is not like Aryas. It is Anarya. Arya means what? Arya means the people who understands the value of life. Who are Arya? Arya are the people who understand the value of life. And what is the value of life? To go back to Godhead, to understand the spiritual meaning of life, we have to grow spiritually, and finally we have to go back to Godhead. So they are the Aryans. But then, and Arjun is one, right? So then, what is this happening to you? Why are you become like an Anarya? Aswargam, whatever you are doing, this will not lead you to higher planets. It will not lead you to higher planets. Akirtim karam Arjuna. Oh Arjun, it will cause you infamy. It will cause you infamy. You will become infamous. So he's pushing Arjun. Yeah. So let's read the translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said,
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said,
My dear Arjun,
My dear Arjun,
how have these impurities come upon you?
how have these impurities come upon you?
They are not at all befitting a man
They are not at all befitting a man
who knows the value of life.
who knows the value of life.
They lead not to higher planets,
They lead not to higher planets,
but to infamy.
but to infamy.
Now, this is the first time when Krishna speaks. And instead of being said, Krishna Uvacha, it is Sri Bhagwan Uvacha. It is Sri Bhagwan Uvacha because Krishna is Bhagwan. Now, let us see, let's do some understanding about this word, the definition of Bhagwan. Yeah. So Bhagwan means Bhag, Jod Van. There are two words in Bhagwan, Bhag and Van. Bhag means opulences, and Van means someone who possesses it. Who possesses it is the one. Now, Rashar Muni, he was the father of Vedyas. He has given a definition for Bhagwan. And he says, Bhagwan is the one who possesses all the 6 things. He is all rich, he is all fame, he has all strength, he has all beauty, he has all knowledge, and he has all renunciation. Even though he has everything that you can think of, fame, strength, beauty, knowledge, whatever you can think of, it has. But he has the supreme renunciation also. Yeah. So he defines Bhagwan as that. And what we are reading is Bhagavad Gita. Gita is song, and Bhagavad is song of Bhagwan. So we are reading the song of Bhagwan. That itself we are reading, right? So we will look at some of the shlok that Krishna has spoken in Bhagavad Gita, which directs to this. So the first one is in the 10th chapter, in the 8th shlok. No, we'll not. I'll just speak and then we go. When we go to the 10th chapter, we'll go in detail about that. So in the 10th chapter, Krishna says he is the source of everything. He says, Aham sarvasya prabhuvo mattah sarvam pravartate. Aham sarvasya, whatever is there, material or spiritual. Aham is I. I am sarvasya prabhuvo. I am the source of everything. I am the source of everything. Mattah sarvam pravartate, and everything emanates from me. Everything emanates from me. Yeah. Then we all know that Brahma is the creator. We all know Brahma is the creator. And what does he say in Brahma Samhita? The Samhita that he has, he says, Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakaran Karana. It means who is the Param Ishwar? Who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? He says Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he is Sat Chit Anand Vigraha. He is a Vigraha, he is a deity having Sat, Chit and Anand. It is eternal, blissful and supreme. Yeah. And then Anadi, so spiritual. And Anadir Adir Govinda, he doesn't have an origin, and he is the cause of all causes. In the 14th chapter, in the 4th shlok, Krishna says, Sarva Yonoishi Konteya, and then something, and then he says, Aham Beej Pradam Pradpita. He says, for all the species in life that we have, he is the seed-giving father. Whatever we see, whatever living that happens is there. He is the seed-giving father. We'll go into detail of this shlok when we are in that chapter. Then, in the 9th chapter, the 10th shlok, he says, he is the supreme controller. He is the supreme controller. Maya adhyakshena prakriti suyate sacharachara. Maya adhyakshena prakriti. The prakriti is a material nature. So there are only 2 things. There is Purush and there is Prakriti. Purush is Krishna, and whatever is not Purush is Prakriti, is the material nature. Yeah. So that is what is the definition of Prakriti. Anything which is not Purush is Prakriti and Purush is Krishna. So whatever is the thing, and what Prakriti is basically is under my direction. Maya adhyakshena. Adhyakshena means in my direction is Prakriti. Suyate sacharachara. Suyate charachara. Char achar. Char means all the moving. And achara means which is not moving. And what happens is all the moving and non-moving things are produced by me. Then in the 5th chapter, the 29th shlok, Krishna says, he is the proprietor of everything. Bhoktaram yagatapsam sarvaloka maheshwaram. Whatever tap and austerities or whatever yagya tap and austerities which we do, finally, who is the enjoyer of that? Bhoktaram, he is the Bhoktaram. Bhoktaram yagya tapasam. Sarva loka maheshwaram. All the sarva is all. Lok is all the lok that we can think of. He is the Maheshwara, he is the supreme lord of that. Yeah, he says that in the 5th chapter, 29th shlok. Now, in the 9th chapter, 24th shlok, he says, Aham hi sarva yagyanam bhoktam cha prabhurecha. He again reaffirms that I am the only enjoyer of and master of all sacrifices that is being done. In the 6th chapter, in the 7th chapter, 26th shlok, he says, he is the supreme knower. Whatever he says, Vedaham samatitani vartamani cha arjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kashana. He says, I know. Ved means knowing. Name Ved also means knowing. I am the knower of everything. What is going to happen? Bhavish mein, what is happening now and what had happened. So I am the supreme knower. Everything is known to me. And then in the 7th chapter, 7th shlok, he says, Mattah parantaram nanyat kinchit dasti dhananjaya mai sarvamidam proktam sutre manigadayava. He says, oh Arjun, there is no truth superior to me. Just like, I am basically the thread in all the pearls are strung in me. So basically, when you see a mala, he is the thread of that, and all the pearls are actually strung in that. So he is basically the source, is the absolute truth. And also in the glories of Bhagavad Gita, Adi Shankaracharya says in the 7th shlok that if you want to pray one person, one God, then it should be Devaki Nandan Putra. He should be the son of Devaki Nandan, which is Krishna. If you want to read one scripture, that should be Gita. So this is also spoken as the glories of Gita, the last shlok of glories of Gita. So we just finished our 2nd shlok. So there are 2nd and 3rd shlok, in which Krishna scolds. He basically gets angry on Krishna, on Arjun as a friend. So we read about second shlok, Shri Bhagwan Vacha Kyutaswam Kashmalam Idam Vishme Samupasthitam. Now let's go to the next shlok, the 3rd 2.3. Klabyam masmah gamah partha Naitatva upapadyate Shudram hirdaya dorbalyam Jakto uttishta parantapah Klabyam masmah gamah partha Naitatva upapadyate Shudram hridaya dorbalyam Jakto uttishta parantapah. So there are two very important words in this. One is klabyam and then shudram hridaya dorbalyam. So let us understand this. Klabya means impotent. Klabya means impotent, covered eyes. Now he's again slapping Arjun by words. Klabyam, impotent. Mas mahagama partha. O Parth, O son of Pritha, addressing as a closeness. Why are you becoming impotent? What is this? It doesn't na tatve upapadyate. Upapadyate means it is not befitting you. It doesn't fit you. Upapadyate is befitting. Shudram hidaya dorbalyam. Hidaya is heart. Dorbalyam is weakness. The weakness of heart. The petty weakness of heart. Leave that. Tyakto. Tyakt is to leave. Tyakto is leave. Uttishta. Uttishta means get up. Parantapa. Parantapa means paran is others. Tapa is to just chastiser of enemy. Who actually punishes the enemy is Arjun. Oh Arjun, leave this small petty mindedness, weak-heartedness. Please leave it. This is not for you. And leave it and get up. Yeah. So this is what. Let's read the to you first. Let's repeat the shlok, Barman.
Yeah.
क्लैब्यमास्महगमः पार्थ नैतत्त्व उपपद्यते शूद्रं हृदय दौर्बल्यं त्यक्तोत्तिष्ठ परन्तपः. Now let's read the meaning. O son of Pritha,
O son of Pritha,
do not yield to this degrading impotence.
do not yield to this degrading impotence.
It does not become you.
It does not become you.
Give up such petty weakness
Give up such petty weakness
of heart and arise.
of heart and arise.
O chastiser of enemy.
O chastiser of enemy.
So here, what I would like to tell you a story why Krishna is saying like that to Arjuna at this point of time. So what happened was in Badrinath, Nar and Narayan stage, they were doing their tapasya. Yeah, they were busy doing penance for a long time. And Indra, as always, when anyone is doing a strict penance, he gets worried about his throne will be taken away. So Indra was watching both Nar and Narayan and started wondering that, why are they doing so much penance? Must be, they are looking for my throne. So he sent Apsaras to distract Nar and Narayan. He sends Apsaras to distract Nar and Narayan. Now, their penance didn't break. They continued their penance. But then Nar, what he did, he knew what's happening. He just slapped his thigh. And from there, a beautiful Apsara came out. A beautiful Apsara came out. She was so beautiful that Indra, when he saw that, himself got amazed. Himself got dazzled. Yeah. Because it had come out from the thigh, he named her as Urvashi. As Urvashi. Urvashi, we all know, is the most beautiful Apsara. So now Indra came running to Nar and Narayan asking for forgiveness. So they said, well, these small things are not going to bother us. Since you gave one, take this and keep it with you. And he offered Urvashi to Indra. Now Urvashi, she's an Apsara, she dances, she sings, and she's performing in the heaven in the Indra's palace. She's performing, she's dancing, she's singing, and also she comes down to see the earth few times. So in one of the time, what happened? There are multiple stories. In one of the time, what happens was, now here Arjun, they were in Vanvas. Arjun and all, they were in Vanvas, and Vedvas has told them that you have to. He was accumulating weapons, yeah, celestial weapons. So he was doing penance and he was pleasing the demigods so that he can get their best weapon, which he will use during the fight. Okay, so now what happened? He also went to Indra's palace and pleased Indra and got a weapon from Indra. He got a weapon from Indra. Now at that point of time, Urvashi saw Arjun, and she got attracted towards Arjun, and she offered herself to Arjun. Now Arjun, because she was was actually performing in Indra's in palace, so he looked her as a mother. He looked her with the mother eyes. So he refused. He said, see, for me, I respect you as a mother. And she could not take it. She couldn't imagine, because these Apsaras are immortal and humans are mortal. So he could not believe that a mortal can refuse me, and I am the most beautiful Apsara. So she cursed Arjun. She cursed Arjun, and the curse she gave is, you'll become impotent. You'll become impotent for your life. Imagine Arjun, who is a sign of virality, a Kshatriya. And then Indra came to know about that. He came running and he said, Urvashi, to please reduce the curse that you have given. So she said, okay, fine. You will be impotent for 1 year and you can choose the year. Now, during Agyatwas, what Arjun was a dance teacher, and he used that curse during this time, because the curse also said that you will spend your time with the women along with them. So in this prime, he remained as a woman in the palace of Virat, and he used his curse at that point of time. So, and after Agyatwas is the war. So Krishna is saying, don't be impotent. Come out. Remember, you are a Kshatriya. You are a symbol of virality. Yeah, you are not Shudram, you are not a petty-minded, weak-minded human. What you are, you can take huge adversities in your stride. So please come out. This is not acceptable. Now, Arjun is actually hurt, and we'll have to go to the next slok, 2.4. So what I need to do is I'll have to escape because I have not opened. Maybe I'll have to just a minute. Give me 2 minutes. I have not opened the Veda base from where I normally read. So let me just open that so that everyone can see this. Just let me see, where am I? Veda base. So let me see what happens. Yeah, we are on chapter 1. Let me go to chapter 2. And let me go to advanced view, which is here. Yeah, just a minute. I'm sorry, I should have opened it earlier. And we go to text 4 now. Text 2, 3, now 4. Yes. Arjuna Vacha
अर्जुनोवाच
Katham Bhishma Aham Sankhe
कथं भीष्महं सङ्ख्ये
Dronam Cha Madhusudana
द्रोणं च मधुसूदन
Ishubhi Pratayotsyami
इषुभिः प्रतियोत्सामि
Pujahara Sudana.
पूजाहारसूदन
Arjuna Vacha
अर्जुनोवाच
Katham Bhishma Aham Sankhe
कथं भीष्महं सङ्ख्ये
Dronam Cha Madhusudana
द्रोणं च मधुसूदन
Ishubhi Pratayotsyami
इषुभिः प्रतियोत्सामि
Pujahara Sudana.
पूजाहारसूदन
So now, yeah, please repeat.
अर्जुनोवाच
Arjuna Vacha
कथं भीष्मम् अहं सङ्ख्ये
Katham Bhishma Aham Sankhe
द्रोणं च मधुसूदन
Dronam Cha Madhusudana
इषुभिः प्रतियोत्स्यामि
Ishubhi Pratayotsyami
पूजाहर अरिसूदन
Pujaha Arisudana. So let's really. Katham, how can? Bhishma, Bhishma is Bhishma Pitama. Aham is I. Sankhya means in the battle. Drona is Dronacharya. Cha, and Cha is and always is written after. Madhusudana, hey Madhusudan. Ishubhi means arrows. Pratiyotsyami is counter attack. Puja, however, who was worth worshipping. Arisudana is killer of enemies. So here Krishna has been addressed as Madhusudana and Arisudana. There are two words being used for Arjun. Now Arjun is not liking it, that Krishna is telling me like that, but he's not understanding. He had been indirectly telling it in the first chapter, and now he's directly telling him. How can you imagine? Bhishma and Drona, they are my teachers and my grandfather, great grandfather. How can I, they are worth worshipping. I have to worship them. How can I actually counterattack them with arrows? And then he says, Arisudana. He says, Krishna, you are the killer of enemies. You have not killed your grandfather Ugrasen, and you have not killed your guru Sandipna Muni. But in front of me, I have both the people. My guru is here, and my great grandfather is here. How can I kill them? They are worth worshipping. Yeah. So let's read the translation. Arjun said,
अर्जुन said,
"O killer of enemies,
O killer of enemies,
O killer of Madhu,
O killer of Madhu,
how can I counterattack
how can I counterattack
with arrows in the battle?
with arrows in the battle?
Men like Bhishma and Drona,
Men like Krishna and Drona,
who are worthy of my worship."
who are worthy of my worship.
And Arjun is forgetting that Krishna is not only he has killed Kans, who was his mama. Yeah. So for him, he has not done like that. It was not deserved. That's why he didn't do it. Right. Now text 5. Guru. So now whenever there's a different way it's written in the book, the way we will read will also change. The meter will change. Right. So whenever it's written the way it's written right now, the singing tone will change. Right. So it will be Guru Nahatva hi Mahanubhavan श्रेयो भोक्तुं भक्ष्यमपीह लोके
श्रेयो भोक्तुं भक्ष्यमपीह लोके
हत्वार्थकामास्तु गुरूनिहैव
हत्वार्थकामस्तु गुरुर्नैव
भुञ्जीय भोगान् रुधिर्प्रदिग्धान्
भुञ्जीय भोगान् रुधिरप्रतिभान्
गुरून् हत्वा हि महानुभावान्
गुरून् हत्वा हि महानुभावान्
श्रेयो भोक्तुं भक्ष्यमपीह लोके
श्रेयो भोक्तुं भक्ष्यमपीह लोके
हत्वार्थकामास्तु गुरूनिहैव
हत्वार्थकामस्तु गुरुर्नैव
भुञ्जीय भोगान् रुधिर्प्रदिग्धान्
भुञ्जीय भोगान् रुधिरप्रतिभान्
श्रीलता
गुरून् अहत्वा हि महानुभावान्
गुरून् हत्वा हि महानुभावान्
श्रेयो भोक्तुं भक्ष्यम् अतीह लोके
भूयो भोक्तं भक्ष्यम् अपीह लोके
हत्वार्थकामांस्तु गुरून् इहैव
हत्वार्थकामास्तु गुरूनिहैव
भुञ्जीय भोगान् रुधिरप्रदिग्धान्
भुञ्जीय भोगान् रुधिर्प्रदिग्धान् Gurun Hatva. Now, Gurun is a plural. Guru is one, but Gurun means multiple. Yeah? So, Bhishma, Drona, and all other gurus. Hatva is killing. He Mahanubhavan. Mahanubhavan means great souls. Mahanubhavan means great souls. Shreyo. Shreyo is better. Bhoktum. Bhoktum is to enjoy. Bhakshyam. Bhakshyam iha loke. Iha means this lok is world. And Bhakshyam is begging. So, it is better to beg than kill the great souls like my gurus, right? Then hatva arthakamastu gurunahaiva. Hatva arthakaman. Although earth is money, right? Earth and kam is, although because of the worldly things they are looking at, although the guru they are looking at that, but bhunjiya bhoga, enjoying after killing them is rudhir means blood and pradigdha means is tainted. Whatever we will enjoy will be tainted by their blood. So let's read the translation. It would be better to live in this world
It would be better to live in this world
by begging
by begging
than to live at the cost
than to live at the cost
of the lives of great souls
of the lives of great souls
who are my teachers.
who are my teachers.
Even though desiring worldly gain,
Even though desiring worldly
they are
gain,
superiors.
they are superiors.
If they are killed,
If they are killed,
everything we enjoy
everything we enjoy
will be tainted with
will be tainted with
blood. Yeah, so that is the meaning here. It's quite straightforward. So Arjun is again trying to explain his problem to Krishna, and how can I kill my guru? Because even if I kill and they die, I cannot enjoy, because whatever will enjoy will be tainted. It will always remind me of them. Yeah, and I do understand that they are not able to see it, and they are for earth and calm, they are ready to fight, but I can't do it. And the next one, text 5, which is na chaitad vidmahe katarno gariyo yadva jayem yadivano jayeyu yanev hatva na jijivishama ste avasthita pramukhe dhartarashtra na chaitad vidmah katarno gariyo yadva jayem yadivano jayeyu yanev hatva na jijivishama te avasthita pramukhe dhartarashtra. Misha. Na chaitad vidmah katarno gariyo yadva jayem yadivano jayeyu yanev hatva na jijivishama stevasthita pramukhe dhartarashtra. Now here in this shlok, vidmah means to know, knowledge. Katarno is which. Gariyo is better, which is greater. Gariyo is which is greater. Yadva jayem. Yad is whether to jay. Jay is to win, to get conquered, to conquer. Yadi yavayana jayu, or to get conquered. What is better? I don't know. Now text 6 is indecision. I don't know. I'm confused. I don't know what is good. Yadva jayam. Yadi, should I conquer? Yadi vano jayu. Or should I, or they will conquer me. I don't know. Yaneva hatva na jijivishama stevasthita pramukhe dhartarashtra. Now jijivishama means we would not want to live in any way. Whatever happens, if we kill them, the sons of Dhritarashtra, the sons of Dhritarashtra, they are standing in front of us. Pramukhe, in front of, they are avasthita, they are standing in front of us. And even if we kill them, there's no point living. We will not enjoy. So I don't know whether we'll get conquered, or they will conquer, or even if I kill, we are not going to enjoy. So this is the point of indecision for Arjun. Yeah. So we all know his most important, the what Arjun is struggling is the ethical dilemma of being a Kshatriya and the Kul Dharma, the hero of his dynasty, saving his dynasty, and the saving his role as a Kshatriya, right? So next shlok is a very important shlok, which is actually changes the text 7. Karpanya dosho apahat swabhava Prichhami tvam dharma samudha cheta Yat shreyasya nischitam bruhitan me Shishyaste ham shadhi mam tvam prapannam Karpanya dosho apahat swabhava Prichhami tvam dharma samudha cheta Yashreyasya nichitam bruhitan me Shishyaste ham shadhi mam tvam prapannam Karpanya dosho pahat swabhava
Prishami tvam dharma samudha cheta
Prichhami tvam dharma samudha cheta Yachreyasya nischitam bruhitan me
Shishyaste ham shadhi mam
tvam prapannam. Now, Karpanya dosho. Karpanya is miserly weakness. Yeah. Upahat is inflicted. Swabhav is characteristics. Yeah. Prichhami tvam. Prichhami is asking. Tvam means from you. Dharma samudha cheta. Chet means conscious. My conscious is bewildered. Samudha means it's bewildered. And dharma, I don't know my duty. Yeah. Yat shreya, what is good? What is shreyas? What is good? Sya, that. Nishchitam, tell me for sure. Bruhitan me, tell me for sure. Shishyasteham, I am your disciple. Shadhi, instruct. Mam, me. Tvam, you. Prapannam, I am surrendered unto you. So this is a shlok when Arjun actually surrenders to Krishna. Till now, he was a friend, and Krishna was also treating him as a friend. But in this shlok, this is a turning point. Here, Arjun says, I am surrendering unto you. I am your disciple. Forget this friendship talk. Be my guru. And tell me, please instruct me what is right, what I should do, what I must be doing. I want to know what is right for me and I should be doing. Yeah. So let's Ajay, read this.
Translation?
No, the shlok in Sanskrit.
Karpanya dosho, this one?
Yeah, same, yeah.
Karpanya dosho pat subhava.
Karpanya dosho pahat swabhava.
Prichhami tvam dharma samudha cheta.
Prichhami tvam dharma samudha cheta.
Yachyasya nishchitam bruhitan me.
Yashreyasya nishchitam bruhitan me.
Shishyaste ham shadhi mam tvam prapannam.
Shishyaste ham shadi mam tvam prapannam. Let's go through the translation. Now I am confused about my duty
Now I am confused about my duty
and have lost all my composure.
and have lost all composure
because of miserly weakness.
because of miserly weakness.
In this condition,
In this condition,
I'm asking you
I am asking you
to tell me for certain
to tell me for certain
what is best for me.
what is best for me.
Now I am your disciple,
Now I am your disciple,
and a soul surrendered unto you.
and my soul surrendered unto you.
Please instruct me.
Please instruct me.
Let's go back to the shlok. And here, Subhav. Now, Subhav is basically, Arjuna is a Kshatriya, right? So the Subhav of a Kshatriya, what is he? He's actually struggling again. His Subhav. As a Subhav, he knows he has to fight. He has to fight, and he also knows that all the people who are standing in front of him are aggressors. He knows it very well. They are aggressors. And it is his duty to protect the country against these aggressors. It is his duty. So first point is Subhav. Subhav is of a Kshatriya. That is his duty and he has to do it, right? Then the first one, Karparnya Dosho. Karparnya Dosho is miserly weakness. The miserly weakness arises because of his bodily relation with his relatives. Yeah? His relation with his relatives. So what happens? We always think, this is my husband, this is my wife, this is my children, and we are very much attached. And what we do, we spend our life just looking after them. Yeah. And he's the miserly weakness is because of the relation that he's having with his grandfather, his teachers, his brothers, his father-in-law, everyone that he's seeing there, right? And the miserly, and because of this, he's also thinking the kul dharma, this. So that is the miserly weakness. He is now the bodily relation and the relationship that he is having with the people who are there in the fight, and his Swabhav. So he is between these two. He is now looking at it. And then what is happening? Dharma sammudha cheta. Because of that, what has happened? His consciousness has been totally bewildered. He is totally confused. Although he has realized it as a duty, he is understanding that he should fight. As a Kshatriya, he has to fight, and he also knows that if he doesn't fight, the impact that the aggressors are going to have. But he's also really, pulled towards his bodily relationship. So because of that, his consciousness is totally bewildered. Yeah, and his dharma here is not only his duty. He's beyond dharma. He's like, what should be done? And he is actually struggling to understand what is dharma, what is right in such a situation, such a big perspective where I am. It is not that, he's asking Krishna, should I fight or not? No, it is not at that level. Neither is saying, okay, it is, what is my duty? He's not saying that also. He's saying, what is dharma? What should be done? That is the first question he asks Krishna. That is the first question he's asking Krishna. What should he do? What is his dharma? What is his dharma? And that's the first question he asks. Not his own, not his dharma. What is the dharma? What should be done in such a situation? Yet share, whatever is good, sya nishchitam ruhitan me. Tell me that. I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Yeah. So with this, we didn't read the translation, or did we? We did, right? So with this, we will close today's class. It is already 6.